Morning and a very warm welcome back to the Celtic Unrestricted View. It's myself, JP, and joining me in this fine and freezing cold -8 in Glasgow morning is my good man, Mr. Ryan Clifford. How are we, mate?
Oh, it's Ryan now. I thought I was Sean Maloney. Oh, yes,
well,
I'm back.
You've got something else you should do on there, I know.
No, I'm good, mate. Like you said, it is literally -8 in Glasgow. This isn't a gag. This is generally -8 in Glasgow. It's Baltic, so get a cup of coffee, wrap up, and join in with the lads today, hopefully. So, no, like I says, mate, good to get the number 10 in. Obviously, we'll go into them a bit more detail very soon, mate. But good to get a signing in, and hope you're well as well, mate.
Yes, I'm very well, mate, and good to be back on after feeling a wee bit under the weather at the start of the week. Still not 100%, but I'm kind of nearly there. Still need to take it easier now because my chest is still a bit knackered. I'm still on antibiotics and stuff, so a wee bit of a scare. Obviously, being told that you've got pneumonia or mild pneumonia, should I say? So just need to watch what I'm doing, mate. But apart from that, I'm all good. Good morning, everybody that's joining us. Also, Plunge says, "Morning, guys. Welcome to our new number 10, Nicolas Khun. Let's hope he's as exciting as he looks on YouTube." To be fair, Ryan Soft 10 show looks exciting on YouTube as well, Plunge. But I'm not really going to comment too much on that. Thomas Ann joining us. He said, "Morning, all. Hail. Morning, Thomas. Hope you're well, mate." Nicholas Connolly on YouTube joining us also. Morning, lads. Hail. Good morning, Nicholas. Thank you very much. And John Clifford joining us from sunny Tenerife. He said, "It's not -8 here in Tenerife. Hola, lads." Morning, John. I hope you
hope you choked your sangria this morning, John.
Hope you end up with the hiccups after drinking that lager. I really do. I'm only kidding. And Plunge says you mail it Sean Maloney. And Scott Melville joining us also. He said, hail, lads. Good morning, Scott. Hope you're well, pal. Yes, Ryan, it's finally here, and we've all got our buzz that we've been looking for a foreseeable time now. And that Celtic have brought in a new, well, he's been given a number 10 jersey, but they've brought in a new signing on the first signing of the January window. And they've given him, as the banner says there, a 5.5-year contract. For me, mate, this doesn't scream project signing the way a lot of the supporters and some of your fan base have been sort of asking for. Players to come in that are ready-made and guys to come in straight into the team and make a difference. And to me, mate, this signing has everything in the makings of a ready-made type player. I don't think this guy's a project. He comes with a very good CV. You look at the clubs he's played for. You know, he's been with RB Leipzig, Bayern Munich, Ajax, Rapid Vienna.
Only fools in Ajax. John, Ajax.
It would have been even funnier if his name was Gary.
The Gary gang. Oh, brilliant. Gary. Oh, brilliant.
I think you need to watch what you're saying. I know, by the way, you're saying the Gary gang.
No, I know.
Because, there was a famous Gary that used to ask people about his gang. And, aye, definitely. But Leo Porter joining us also, and he joins us and says, "Here, guys, you have his name wrong." No, mate, his name's Ryan, spelled R-Y-A-N. It's definitely Ryan, mate. Honestly, definitely Ryan. But yes, and that's what I was just about to say, Plunge, as well. This is a Brendan Rodgers signing. And just listening to the wee video clip when he's chatting with Jerry McCulloch, Ryan, the boy looks mesmerised with what he saw in terms of driving up to the stadium. You've seen the excitement on his face. That kind of raw footage, mate, that you don't get to, you know, you don't get to see that rawness in a lot of people, mate, and you can't edit that. So, you know, a lot of boys will try and hide their emotion right away, but you could see that boy was very excited. And aye, mate, like I says, I'm very excited. Like a lot of Celtic fans are. I'm very excited to see what he can bring to the table, mate.
I think a lot of people as well, mate. I think it's just the way football is now, but a lot of people get how do I say it? I don't want to say mixed up, but they keep calling every signing because of his age that he's a project. A project to me is somebody 18, 19, maybe 20, not really played a lot of football, get signed for maybe a foreign country to come in and hopefully be a gem. Maybe like your Yangs or in the past, like you said, Big O for £3 million. He was a project because where he was from, the standard of the league, a young guy, not really had a lot of experience, and especially over this side of the continent. So,
yes,
a project, you could be 20-year-old, by the way, and be somebody like Mbappe, and no fans still say he's a project. He's not a project. Your age doesn't mean you're a project. It's your age, but how you've came from. So if you can be 19, like home, like people say home's a project. To me, home is not a project because he's played a lot of first-team games in the Norwegian League for Vålerenga.
Yeah.
So he's not a project. He's already played a lot of first-team football.
Yep.
So he's come into Celtic to hopefully come in and make an impact. Just yet, it's not happened. Maybe in terms of the fans might think he's a project because he's not played a lot of football. Maybe they're trying to develop him, and then hopefully he's turned out to be a fantastic player,
Yeah.
which I can get. But this guy's not a project, mate. He's, like you said, he's got a very good pedigree.
There's a good question there, Leo.
I think, Leo, it's going to be very hard to replace Jota because the levels Jota's got to now. The difference with Jota was he already had slight first-team experience. I think he played a few games of Benfica's first team. He played a few with Valladolid. I think it's called, I don't know, don't quote me on the name. I'm no good with names or clubs, but Valladolid or Valladolid in Spain. I think he played 17 games or something. Again, that's only according to Wikipedia. They get things wrong. So he had some sort of experience before he came to Celtic at different clubs. It wasn't like he came for the B team for Benfica, boom, into Celtic. So you probably could say Jota was kind of a project loan, but try before you buy, see how he is. But you can see within a few games, JP, that Jota was class. Just the only thing you had to, and we spoke about it on here, was you had to learn his defensive side a bit better, and gradually you've seen him getting better and better and better. And Abada was the same. Abada's slightly a bit more raw, I think, defensively. I still think he leaves big gaps. I think the game I seen Abada, I think it was last 2 years ago, with Dundee United at home, and Ralston was playing right back, and Ralston was here, and Abada was away there, and I'm thinking, I know it's Dundee United, but it only takes one ball, and you're maybe isolated. And Ralston is as good as Ralston is in Scotland. Leaving that space, your job's a wingers to help the right back as well. So, in terms of that, Leo, it could be. Listen, we don't know unless you're good at Australian football, or you watch Australian football. You'll know much about this guy with Rapid Vienna, unless you're a Rapid Vienna fan or you've seen him play. Then you can't really comment and say this guy's going to be good or it's going to be poor, because you can only go on stats and you can only go on YouTube clips. And like we've said, JP, how many guys you've seen on YouTube and they look good? Very rarely do you see YouTube guys and they look bad. So you could put a combination of me and you or Aaron or whatever, and maybe 5 goals have scored and make them into 2-minute goals and they look amazing. It's just the way YouTube is, mate. But I'm the same as you.
I don't think that would work, mate. I don't think that would work, mate. I don't think.
A YouTube video of Alex selling his t-shirts.
Aye, you got a YouTube video of him putting his washing line out. Oh, he's selling tops, man.
But no, I think I'm the same.
I'm up at Dublin.
I think we spoke about it all day with Alan as well on a group chat, and for me, the fact he says that the manager wanted me and the manager spoke to me, and I still say that he's, in my opinion, he's a Brendan signing. He likes to cut inside and shoot. Brendan tends to play with two wingers and these teams that can come in and shoot. We've seen it with Roberts, Sinclair, Forrest has done it in the past. So he likes the wingers to come in and kind of cut in and shoot and be creative in that number 10 role as well. So he did say that he can play anywhere in the front three. He can play as a second striker. So then you've got options again. So he might not be here as a winger. He could be here as a 10. He could be here as a forward. We don't know where he's going to play. So don't really feel on it, mate. But he's definitely a project, especially for the value of money. I know he's come in for a 5.5 year contract. I know we've gave guys long contracts who have no cutting the mustard yet. I get that. But the way I see his contract is probably three things about it, JP, is one, it's just modern day football now that teams are giving guys long contracts. Very rarely now do you see a 1 or 2 year deal. It's maybe for 32, 33, give them a 6 month or a year deal, so they are. That's normally what happens now. Younger players are getting long term contracts. Secondly, I think it's because they rate him highly and they feel he's going to be successful. And the third reason is because they might go right. We don't know much about him really, but he looks good for what we've seen and what we've read and what we've kind of took note of. He could be a gem and he could go and get his millions of pounds. That's the way I see it. I don't know what you feel, mate, but I think that's the three reasons why as well that the key guys kind of long-term deals.
Well, first of all, the Football Monitoring Board have just spoke in my ear and told me that Big Alan's actually on a year's contract, mate, and it's up for renewal very soon. And but I thought about meetings and all that, mate. I don't know what's going to happen. I think this could turn into the people's front of Judy here. Meetings about.
But
meetings
see, to be fair, no, he should honestly start a business up selling all that taps he's got.
No, he should. Aye, and call it Allenby.
You can tell us as the live kit, this is the septic kidney. Jesus
Swipe,
Christ, man.
Swipe left for a waft of the Oaks.
A tender for Celtic t-shirts.
Aye.
I might get a match on that, by anyway. There you go.
Aye.
I might get a match on that.
Aye. WeBuyAnyTap.com.
Aye. WeBuyAnyTap.com,
aye. No plunge. He's just busy, mate. So he's not his work today, but he's got alternative plans. We think he's away negotiating another 5 jerseys coming from Hong Kong, probably, no doubt. No, Alan. He's probably doing it. He's probably at the airport now, making sure the air traffic controllers have got it right.
He'll text us soon, but that DH game, boys, you can't trust him these days, you know what I mean?
No, he got 2 cards put through his door yesterday with parcel force attempted delivery, it says on them.
Aye.
Then it says at the bottom his card was going to deliver, but decided to keep it up. My nephew, mate, hell.
Aye. He'll not be all this posty stuff. He'll be involved in that and all with these t-shirts, won't he?
I know. Aye. That's what. But remind you, I've got a theory, right? See that post office scandal that's going on now? I actually think it's Big Alan's deliveries. The Royal Mail have just got it all muddled up. Okay, I think it's Big Alan. Big Alan's on woohoo.com. Honestly,
he bought a large this week, a small this week. What's going on here?
It's like that Fulham. Deck the halls with wee Danny DeVito's trying to light his house up for Christmas. Big Alan's trying to do that so you can see his house for Dublin. He's going to cover it in Celtic taps all over the place. You get into his house, that's his wallpaper. You get the bumblebee strip up there, and you get the people strip up there. And,
oh, brilliant.
But, no, he's a good man, Big Al. He's as I say, he takes it on good fun just as well.
I think if for 3 years could have taken good fun, mate, I don't think you'd be here much longer.
No, I know, that's it. But as I say, he's a good man, Big Alan. He just likes his Celtic taps, I suppose. But, he's had more Celtic taps than I've had taught dinners, that's for sure, man. I'm telling you.
Need to say to John to see if he can get one from here on Tenerife.
No, he's already emailed him about 5 different photos, man. John's away on Tenerife. He's been in Costa Rica, Puerto Periso, Los Cristianos, and Las Americas, trying to get us one tap. And it's he says to John, any chance of a tap, but John thought he meant money.
That's right.
So he pinged him 20 quid into his bank.
Oh, brilliant.
And he's like, "Boy, he's it back. I need euros for my holiday." But, right, back to the football. Let's get back to it. Let's bring ourselves back to a bit of normality. Because I know people are anxious to know our feelings on the new signing. In terms of the player, Ryan, I think he, like we said at the beginning, mate, he fits the profile of ready-made type player. I think he's going to come in and make a difference. He's 24. Like you say, Ryan, he's played a lot of football. He's played under some really, really good coaches. He's played with a lot of very good, talented players. You know, he's played beside guys like, Thomas Muller, Joshua Kimmich, the boy Dusan Tadic at Ajax. These guys are all
a very good
really,
upbringing in
that's what I'm
terms of
saying.
his academy.
These guys, he's been exposed. I think he played with Hakim Ziyech as well. So he's been exposed to some really good quality. And I think we spoke before we came on here, Ryan. He's spitting a major Paddy Roberts. No, it's that. I think we've got a wee photo of him here. He's a double a Paddy Roberts.
Paddy Roberts half a wish, isn't it?
Yeah, no, definitely. I better take that photo down our big Alan. I'll be trying to get that tap that's hanging up behind him.
His ears are going to be burning, man. Feel the burn, Alan. Feel the burn.
Aye. It's all that tap dancing he keeps doing.
Aye. Oh, brilliant.
Big Alan's like, oh, no, it doesn't. Should have came earlier, Alan. Should have came earlier. Nice try. Yes, I believe that it could be a successful signing, and he's signed that contract, or they've gave him that contract, Ryan, more so because they believe in him and they think, like you say, they think he's going to do well with the football model, and he could, essentially make Celtic a large sum of profit. But we don't want to talk about that now. We want to talk about the pros of him. He's just in the door. So let the boy come, let him settle down, let him get training, let him get in the team. And what an opportunity for him, Ryan, to potentially come in the team. I know people, you can't judge a boy right away because of the level of the game on Sunday. But he's not played since the 9th of December due to Rapid Vienna's winter break and stuff like that, and he looks fit. Even just looking at him in a video, you can just tell he must be naturally fit. I think there's a photo brand about in a couple of group chats we're on, Ryan, and he was just on a short holiday before he signed for us, and I think it's safe to say, mate, his body's in a great shape. Then like he can. I think you're going to put him on your poster boy for a 10:30 show, mate. Try and get some subs with it. I know you made a wee joke about that, but I think that might be a good shout actually. Maybe get him half and half with Big Alan with no Celtic tap on the other side. And, I reckon your numbers will go sky high, mate.
Aye, listen, mate. Any opportunity to get subs, mate, I'll do it. But no, in a serious matter, mate, it's all about what he does, obviously, on the field. Again, slightly touching the Bucky Thistle game, I don't want the manager to be too. He's obviously, you've got to be respectful. You've got to respect the opposition, but I don't want him to play too many young guys or too many fringe players play maybe certain guys, maybe like Ralston right back, you could play Bain or Sigurdsson in goals. Burnley making play left back. We could even try a 3-5-2. This is a game we can try things, JP, because let's be fair. See, I'll be surprised if we get a corner. There you go. I think it's just going to be ultimate gung ho with Celtic and be ruthless. If it is, listen, it might not be the big score that we think it's going to be. It might be 5 or 6, right? Who knows, right? Before we played East Kilbride, when they were in the lower league, we thought we were going to play them in Durham and we beat them 2-0. I think it was Kazim Richards and somebody else that scored. And we were actually horrible that day. It was a horrible. It was a horrible game. I know it was. I think it was at Airdrie Stadium. It was on the Astro, so it wasn't a great watch. But you've got to give them respect because it's their biggest game of their history. A lot of them are Celtic fans. They're going to try and. It's probably, like I said to you last night on the phone, mate. It's going to be an opportunity for them to help themselves as well. If one or two of them puts in a good performance, they might get a move to a Lowland League. They might get a move to a League 2 team. They might put themselves in the shop window as well. So it's an opportunity for them.
They're in the Highland League.
Highland League, aye. So
is that the league above the Lowland League?
I think I don't know if
the Lowland League gets more eyes on it, apparently.
I think it's like the same level, but I don't think it's an up and down division. I just think it's because Highland League's a team from obviously that up there, and the Lowland League's kind of scattered about. So I couldn't tell you, mate, exactly the levels, but I know it's part-time football, mate, and it's Lowland League, basically. It's Highland League, but Lowland League. So you've got to respect our position, JP, but I want us to be ruthless. I want us to still play a good enough team that's going to be with first teamers, i.e. still play, and people might say don't play him because you're captain. Still play McGregor.
Yeah.
Still show these guys respect, like you're playing Hibs, you're playing Aberdeen, you're playing them across the water. I would still play a lot of your first teamers, maybe play Mitchell Frame or Burnaby at left back. You can maybe go home, Turnbull, McGregor, still a midfield. You can play Lagerbielke and Nerowski at the back. You can play O up front. O's away to Hangman. So you can Kyogo, Maeda through the middle. You can try him through the middle. There's loads of players you could do. So for me, like Maestro says, you Clyde as well. Just do the business. Play maybe one or two fringe players. Maybe one young guy, put two up, maybe one young guy, two young guys on the bench for a bit of experience, maybe play the last 10, 15 minutes. But for me,
early prediction of his team, or what he would do.
I think that's a decent. For me, I get what you're saying, Plunge. I think just go full strength. But for me, I want to play O'Reilly. I would give him a break. I think he's done enough. Aye, sorry, you're right, Plunge. I'm forgetting this AFCON zone. My head are Yang and obviously Big Ori away. Pillow's away as well. So, like James Forrest, I'd play him. He's not really played a lot of football. There you go. There's another one he can play. So, the manager's got a bit of headache JP who he plays because there's young guys that might want to hopefully get on the bench or young guys that might want to get minutes as well. So, but like I says, it's about winning the game. And it's you don't want to show them any disrespect because you still want to put a big enough team that's going to be ruthless. And I want us to be, if it is 5 or 6 now at half time, if that's the case, go and score another 5 or 6. Don't hold back, be ruthless. And as much as it might ruin them, we need to be on us. You know yourself, JP, you've played maybe teams in Scottish Cups, etc., who are maybe 4 or 5 leagues below you. And you just play, just play. An amateur game, sometimes the referee goes, I'll cut the game 10 minutes short because it's 15 minutes. No, just keep playing. So hopefully he gets minutes, mate. Like you said just before I came back in there, it's a big opportunity for him to come in and play. No pressure on the boy. I can't see it when I say it. It's a good game to get him into, get minutes. Well, no, he's fit enough to play, who knows. But for me, it's a good opportunity, mate, to get guys game time. But first and foremost, you need to take care of the game and you need to foot in next round. And I'll give me Nick and then I'll let you back in, mate. Vata, I think it's obvious, mate, that he's not going to sign a new deal or Celtic are going to offer a deal because you don't want to stay. Again, I don't know the full ins and outs. I'm the one on the board. I don't know the player. I don't know the reasons why he's not signing a deal or Celtic not offering a deal. I don't know the full situation behind the scenes. But the managers know, ever since he's come in, he's been nowhere near the squads. Big Ange, I've had him on the fringes and played him once or twice. He's obviously nowhere near it, in my opinion, by the manager standards. Again, I'm only going by the manager, JP, and what Nick's saying there. The only really young guy that's come through and maybe played a bit of minutes is really Mitchell Frame that I can remember. So I know the boy, is it Morrison, I think, is that his name, been on the bench as well. So for the European game. So again, that's probably due to the quota as well. So on Vata, he's obviously talented to come through the Celtic system. I've not seen much of the boy, so I can't really comment. But I think Nick JP. I think it's obvious, mate, that he's not going to play at Celtic because he's not been anywhere near the first team. And I think for me and you spoke about it big time, mate, that the youth guys, again, it's no disrespect to East Fife, East Kilbride, or Cumbernauld Colts, etc., etc.
Yeah.
It's not the right test for the guys because they're playing against part-time players. They're still good players. Some of them still treat their game like professionals. I know a few guys that played at that level and they're still good players. They're cracking guys and they take it serious. But they guys need to be tested better, i.e. going on loan to League Ones or Championships or Aberdeens, etc. So don't you feel on that, mate? But I think it's very hard for these guys to play at that level and then go boom into the high-speed intensity of the Celtic first team.
Well, first of all, touching just on Nick's question there about Vata, I think this time, folks, we've seen a very, very ruthless side in Brendan Rodgers. We've also seen a guy who is more experienced now as a manager, and he's probably learnt more now from his experience at Leicester. So I think now we're seeing a ruthless side to Brendan this time round. You know, you just look at the way he speaks in the media and stuff. You know, he's hammered out. He wants a bit of quality added to the squad. He's hammered out that players need to do more. He's hammered out players are not good enough. He's hammered out, you know, he's hammered out a few things now about the team, and he's that's the thing, Jim. I know you've said there that Vata hasn't had a fair crack, mate. He got some opportunities under Big Ange, and any time he played, and just again, Jim, this for Jim Conlon here, right? That's just my opinion. I thought the boy was miles away. Miles away. He just looked lost. He looked like Willow Flood putting his Celtic jersey on for the first time. He just looked lost in it. No, he did, Brian. On it again. If Willow's watching us, I'm not downing you at all. Just the way you looked in the jersey. The jersey looked massive.
That's the way I looked when I played, mate.
Well,
every tap was hanging off me.
That's what I'm going to say. Willow Flood's the only Celtic player I've ever known to make a Celtic tap look like a tracksuit. For about 6 months for him signing, I thought we'd signed wee Willie Winky. Because it looked like a night goon on him. But no, I just think the boy Vata is miles away. And the fact that he's not played, I know people are saying he's not a fair crack. Who's he? Who is he supposed to come in? Who is Vata supposed to come in instead of? Who's he meant to play ahead of? Because every guy that's there over the top of him, in front of him, they're all miles in front of him in terms of his development. I think the best thing for the lad, I think you know, just because his dad played with us, I think everybody's attached to this boy somehow. You know, because his dad Rudy played in the team and that's that the next thing. And just as Francis says there, Ryan, there isn't any room for sentiment in that. I just don't think the boy's good enough. And it's a shame for the lad. It really is. He puts a lot of effort in, he tries, he does this. But for me, for what I've saw of the young over the last wee while, what I've saw of the younger generation to come through, I think the lad Ben Summers is probably going to be better than him over time. I think the lad Mitchell Frame looks more physically developed, and he looks as if he's got more tactical awareness. And yeah, So my reply to Jim there was, I don't think it's the case of that he's not a fair crack. He has had opportunities. I just don't know, Ryan, who he's supposed to come in ahead of me. Because personally, I don't think he's done enough. Because we've spoke to guys, we know guys that, are in and around the Lowland League with teams, and, we've spoke to them, and he doesn't really stand out every week in that league. See, if you're not standing out every week in that league, mate, you've no chance. That's the reality of it, mate. You've no chance in staying in for Celtic. If you can't play for the Celtic B team, realistically, in my opinion, again, this might just be big-headedness or, a wee bit of arrogancy. You can call it whatever you like, but this is just my thought process. Celtic's B team should be ahead of everybody in that league. Me personally. For the level that Celtic's first team aspire to, because what we're hearing is it's the same formation and everybody's got to play the same way, and they've got to aspire to raise standards. Well, Celtic should be ahead of everybody, and they're not even anywhere near top of the league. So for me personally, well, there you go, Jim. You've just mentioned Mikey Johnson and James Forrest. Now, people can say what they like about the two lads, right? James Forrest is an absolute sensational Celtic career. An absolute sensational Celtic career. And what he's won at Celtic will probably never be done again by a young lad. Him and Callum McGregor. That's a once in a lifetime generation that's going to come through and win the amount of trophies that they've won. And be there and experience it, playing the Champions League. And a lot of the younger lads now, Ryan, we spoke about it, mate. It's like the gap in the Grand Canyon. A difference of quality, mate. The level you need to get to be in the Celtic first team. The people can say what they like, sometimes the loan deals away for the club, get into the domestic league, playing in the same competition, against the same physical presences and the same teams that you're playing against. Sometimes that helps you. But when you're playing against teams, and again, this isn't disrespectful, teams in the Lowland League, guys who are, looking to revive their careers, that have maybe played with teams and then had to drop down the leagues because of maybe age or injuries or whatever, you're never going to be tested to the level that Celtic's first team need to be tested at. I know people are going to say, well, the league's not that great and this and that. But, you've got Hearts, you've got Aberdeen, you've got to travel to Pittodrie, you've got to travel to Tynecastle, you've got to go to the Big House. So you've got to go to these places and play under pressure. Ryan, if you can't go to Broomhill and stand out like a sore thumb, mate, which you should be doing, because the boys had some amount of major hype. And then his exposure to the Republic Island set up as well, and all the chatting that they've done about him and stuff. If you can't go to Broomhill, mate, and be the main man and be the guy that stands out and be the kind of Paddy Roberts-esque or that type of Aidan McGeady, or if you can't go there and do that there, Ryan, then you ain't going to Tynecastle to do it, mate, and you ain't going to Pittodrie to do it, mate, and you ain't going to Ibrox to do it, mate. That's the reality of what we're dealing with now.
I think, listen, like I've always said to you, JP, there's a time where...
Ryan, and I'm no down on the boy.
No, listen...
I just think the boy needs to... For the boy to do anything in the game, he's just not going to be able to... Unfortunately, he's just not going to do it at Celtic, in my opinion.
I know one or two guys, well, I know more than one or two guys, but I've spoken to one or two guys in that division, and they're saying there's maybe only one or two that are standing out and maybe get a chance, and they're playing against them. And they're saying that some of the guys are...
So there's Martin there. What do you think of Khun, Monty going and loan the SPL?
I think for me...
That's got to be... See, if there's no reserve league, Ryan, the next go-to thing should be that, in my opinion.
For me, Martin, I don't think the boy Montgomery's going to play at Celtic. He's been loaned out so many times now. He's not really had a lot of game time in a row. I know he's done okay at St Johnstone. Didn't work out Fleetwood due to injuries, etc. New managers in and out and stuff. I think Montgomery's past the 20 stage now, I think. So to maybe no get into the Celtic first team at that age and no get a lot of game time, maybe this is maybe the last chance, I think, for maybe Montgomery to get any stamp in his Celtic career. Maybe they'll put him at Motherwell to maybe look at him closely. Maybe Rodgers thinks there's something of him and he wants him to play every week against the teams in the league. Who knows? Same with Kwon. Big boy Kwon. Again, who knows if it was the Korean journalism or it was what he says. But he says he wanted to come here, be a massive success and then have a stepping stone. Listen, I've no qualms with that. I've no qualms with guys having the ability.
Yeah.
But you need to show it here first and then you can say comments. But it's a good move for Kwon. Again, I said to you, JP and Alan all night, if he doesn't play week in, week out with St Mirren, forget it, playing with Celtic. If you can't play with St Mirren every week, you've no chance playing with Celtic every week. Christie went to Aberdeen, done brilliantly. Scales, I know he was meant to be going out and going again or sold in the summer, but due to whatever's happened, and look at him now, you wouldn't think about him getting back out again on loan. So he went to Aberdeen last year.
Well, there's talk of Scales getting a new contract now, Ryan.
So he was one of the standouts last year for Aberdeen. Aya was very good with the odd time they've got a plan for these loan guys. Sometimes it's just to get them out and get them game time and get them out of the building. Good to remember as well, these young guys are full-time, JP. These guys are getting paid no bad money for their age, probably. Maybe, I don't want to sit and talk about wages because I don't know their wages. Some of them might get 800 quid, $1,000 a week for being 18, 19, which is good money. You're getting everything done for you at the club. You're still training with Celtic every week, every day, getting all the massages, getting what you want. You might still do the odd job behind the scenes to help out with the first team, etc. But you're still in a very good position. And like you say, if you can't go down to where, if it's Kilbride, Broomhill, Cumbernauld Colts, I mean, you need to battle, you need to, it's cold, you need to dingy stadiums, not the best changing rooms sometimes. Look, I know every stadium's dingy because East Kilbride, which is a phenomenal setup, Cumbernauld Colts at Broadwood, brilliant setup. All these ones are starting to get up, coming, but away, cold, maybe during the week game, Saturday morning, freezing cold. Yep. That's where you need to get your sleeves rolled up and go and show your mettle. And I think it's very hard. It's hard to judge the boys because of where they're playing. But how can you play against that division and no stand out and then expect to go to the Celtic team and be a standout? I think you've got to be exceptional. And listen, I'm willing and hoping young guys get game time, but I'll put this to yourself, mate, a wee minute, and any reviewers as well. See, when you're playing at clubs like Celtic, right? I know Barcelona and Real Madrid do it, right? But Real Madrid and Barcelona's youth set up, the coaching, the lifestyle, the diets, when they're 17, 18, they can go in the first team and be outstanding. Mm-hmm. When you're here, it's just a total different pathway. Like, guys are not getting what they're getting. They're not getting to train in the sunshine. They're not getting all the brilliant the diet. They're not getting, it's totally different. People might think I'm talking rubbish, which is fine. But why do these guys come through at 16, 17 and be unbelievable, but yet we've got a full academy and you might get 1 out 4 or 5 here? What, is it the coaches? Is it the culture? Is it? I don't know what it is we're doing to give these boys a better thing to progress. For me, a massive thing is the Reserve League. I keep saying Celtic need to say to somebody in the SFA or even them across the water, they need to come together and get a Reserve League, because having Hearts B team, Rangers B team last year and Celtic B team, it's doing nothing for their academy. It's doing nothing for they're getting 90 minutes. But what are they winning? They can't win a trophy. And people can say football is about playing football and developing. But when you get to a certain age, you need to start playing for trophies. If you want to go and play with the Celtic first team, you need to have a winning mentality. You can't be beat every week.
Did I read somewhere that Celtic get 250,000 quid for their B team participating in the loan league?
I don't know. But I know. A quote I said a few years ago was Celtic used to spend about £2 million a year on their academy.
Yeah.
And the last few years, we've not had a lot of youth guys coming through. Listen, I want young guys to come through and play well. Good afternoon. And I want guys to get chances. But see, when you're in title fights and you're trying to win doubles, you're trying to progress in Europe, when do you give these guys game time? Because you've already got guys on the bench who are on big money and who are good talents, and they still need to get game time. This is why I'm not a manager. This is why I'm no, because there's so many questions you can ask about the youth team. But it's obvious that the young guys are not there enough just yet to get in the Celtic first team. And I still stand by that unless you're McGregor or you're Kieran Tierney or even Ralston, I know he's come through, but he's been out and learned his trade. Under Ange, he's got help and he's progressed and he's a steady Eddie. Again, JP, you could sit all day here and talk about how you could help the youths and how you can. Do the SFA need to do more to help the pathway for how they deal with things? Is it a grassroots issue? I don't know. All I can comment in when I played at grassroots, there wasn't really much coaching. Like I said to you when I was at Thistle, it was go up to Farhall Complex and go and do runs around the park, go and do a bit of stretching, and then go and play. And that was me, and that was me in kind of no academy, but that's showing that setup. So that was a few years ago. So what is it like now? So I don't know, JP, but
the thing is, the thing is, Martin made a comment there about Big Ange, and he said Big Ange never done it right. He bought far too many like squad players, and which then made that harder for the young lads to get in the first team. I'm probably not going to be popular here. When I say this, the reality is, folks, the young lads aren't there. The level's no there. I don't think people realise, it's easy for people on the outside that don't actually realise what it takes to go and play for Celtic.
Oh, you need to be
what
exceptional.
It takes to be a first team player. You need to be at a very, very, very high level, folks.
But it's not just on the park, I know. It's what you do off the park as well.
Exactly, Ryan. It's how you live your life. Are you willing to make sacrifices? I think come on the hoop Celtic there says, the young Dembele, Ben Dokes, and now obviously Vata. Well, young Dembele, he had his opportunities, and he never lived up to the early hype. And the same way, well, Ben Dokes had obviously made his mind up, and he's decided to move on to Liverpool. So again, I don't necessarily think that's Celtic's problem or Celtic's fault. Big Ange
try to give him game time.
He tried to expose him to the first team and more or less tried to say to him, look, this is what you could have if you decide to stay at. And I do think Ben Dokes would have been probably in the first team just now.
I would say so.
He certainly would have played more. He was another. I actually forgot about Ben Dokes slightly there because of he's away now and he's not there. And in terms of physical development, he was another one that I thought this lad doesn't look out of place. It's the same with the boy Dawson. The big lad Dawson that played against St Johnstone when he came on for Kyogo when he got injured. But you go back to the boy Harper.
I was just about to say that.
And the boy Okoflex. And not that long ago, by the way. And again, mate, they look like wee boys. That's exactly what they look like. They just look like wee boys up against men. And in reality, folks, that's it. That's what it is. It comes down to ability as a young lad. It comes down to how you dedicate yourself, how you approach training. Are you doing extra? So modern day coaches now, they don't tell you about today. You've got to take it upon yourself to live your life in a certain way. I don't know if anyone on here watching us just now or anyone has seen the recent interview with Scott Brown. Scott Brown talks about Callum McGregor and slightly bits of how he lives his life. And Scott Brown says Callum McGregor turns his phone off at 9:30 and goes to his bed at night. He turns his phone off at 9:30 at night and goes to his bed. And then he gets up in the morning and he goes through a wee routine, to get him prepared and ready to get into training. And then when he goes to training, he's the hardest worker. He's the first in the door and he's last to leave. So that when you play for Celtic, if you're coming through Celtic's academy, now I never got to that level, Ryan, unfortunately. But I can only imagine the level is very, very high. Now, I played that good level, so did you. And that level's above anything we ever aspired to, mate. And like I say, that level is very, very high. Very high. And I don't even think it's down to coaching or down to it's individuality. It comes under the young lad himself. You need to want to make sacrifices. Like Ryan says earlier, folks, a lot of young lads, when they get a couple of grand in their bank and it can go to their heads and they start doing silly things. Look at Balotelli. He's 21, he was setting fireworks off in his bath.
He just gave
But
people money. Just gave
Ryan,
people
look,
money.
but as a lad, he had all the talent in the
Aye.
world to be one of the best players in the world.
It's
He's
quite
been
a
told.
it's quite a good thing what Jim says here. I don't know if it was you feel. I think I've mentioned to you before about it. Do you think having a foreign coach would help? Different cultures, different ideas,
A different
different
mindset, but
philosophies.
again, if we bring in a foreign coach, Ryan, for me, whoever that person is, they need to come in and work to the way Brendan wants to operate Celtic.
Probably the only example I could use is Baz's team with Sheffield Wednesday. Look at Danny Rowe. He's totally changed the way their mindset, the way they play. Could you bring somebody like that in that's a young coach, maybe a young German coach, Australian, whoever it is, they could come
even
in.
Baz telling us the things that he's doing with them in training and stuff, and the things that he's now exposing, even young UK-based players.
I don't know
if
if that could, if it's a foreign coach or somebody to come in and help guys like O'Dean, McManus, and maybe show them different things. Because see, when you're here, you know yourself, JP, when you're in here, you're stuck in a goldfish bowl. Like, you're not really going to see what other coaches are doing unless you're maybe on a trip or a course and you want to go and see different clubs. Like Scott Brown, you know, he's not doing anything in terms of management, but he's doing punditry. He's going to see Spurs. He's going to different places to maybe help his coaching ability and stuff. And like you said about Scott Brown, I watched the Scott Allen podcast as well on Celtic TV and on the YouTube, and he was saying about McGregor. He went always in the gym and after training, and the level, like I've always said to you, JP, the level when I fought Scott Brown and McGregor against PSG, right? Do we think they're top professionals? And they are phenomenal players, brilliant on the ball, love a life on and off the park. And then you see guys like Verratti, who doesn't, by all accounts, for what you listen to, smokes and drinks now and again, and he's still probably 40 times the player Scott Brown was. And that's no adversarial, that's just the levels and talent and just the way the guys were. It's the level to get to Celtic is phenomenal, but to get above to guys like PSG, but you need to be unbelievable, mate. On in the park, off the park, you need to do everything right to make sure every training session is like a game, and that's what Scott Brown says. And McGregor, you train the way you play. And I think it's a bit hard as well for young guys because they're not getting tested. So maybe they might say, come back to us, or they might come back to the fans or whatever. Well, we're not actually getting tested enough. We can't really strut our stuff as much because we're in the Lowland League, and we'd rather go to. I know there's only so many deals you can get. You can't send your full academy on loan. That's just not going to happen. But there's got to be some sort of way where these guys can get a pathway because, like Scott Allen says, I know, I'll let you back in, mate, he mentioned about, obviously, you were at United as well. He mentioned about how he knew there was a pathway at United. Guys were getting game time. Taylor Levine helped them. He gave young guys game time. But maybe there's no a pathway at Celtic. Is that because you're going for trophies, or is it because they don't want to put you in and then say you go, he's failed, and then it might break him. I don't know what you feel on that, but I think it was a good point Scott Allen made on that podcast about guys getting a pathway.
I think exposure, Ryan, comes with good timing, and good managers can pick that moment for you. And whether you get good traction or negative traction, that comes with your performance level and what you actually do at that time. So for me, sometimes it's down to timing. Other times it's down to you've deserved it. You know, you've worked hard and you've done everything. So I know someday, I think it might have been Maestro, would just play Mitchell Frame. I wouldn't have any hassles of playing Mitchell Frame because, again, we've spoke to guys, mate. We know other guys have said
Sunday?
Yes, aye.
I
know we've spoke to guys, and like he is the one we keep hearing about, Ryan, being a standout at that level. You know, his levels above this, his levels above that, his levels above this team, that team. Aye. That, for me, that should be happening, Ryan. That should be happening, mate. You look at the facilities that he's got, mate. You look at the surroundings he's got, the club he's playing for. That should be happening, mate. We should have the best. We're the best team here. So we should have the best young academy also. That's the way that should work, mate. It should just be a domino effect downwards. We should have the best. We should have the best women's team. We should have the best everything. Because for me, that's where the standards should be. I've seen some comments there about, the coaches and everything else. Listen, ex-players, you look at John Kennedy. John Kennedy's an exceptional coach. He's exceptional. Celtic have done well to hold on to John Kennedy this year.
He wouldn't be here
Because
through
there was a list
Lennon.
of teams
He
wanting
wouldn't
him.
he wouldn't be here through Lennon, Ange, and Brendan. If they thought he wasn't up to the job, he wouldn't be here.
Brendan handpicked him to be his assistant.
He wouldn't be here.
And Big Ange tried to take him to Tottenham. And reality is there, folks, when that nearly happened. That actually nearly happened. So him and Gavin Strachan were earmarked to go to, down to London with Ange. And then there was a last minute decision for Ange to then handpick, like Ryan Mason and Chris Davis and the guys that are in there beside him now. But I think he's picked that big Australian boy as well, isn't he? Was it Crystal Palace, big midfielder?
Jedinak.
Yeah, Jedinak. I'm sure he's in with them as well now. Again, somebody he's familiar with, he knows him, he coached him. So Big Ange does like one or two familiarities beside him. Up here, he had Harry Kewell, fellow countryman, he brought him in. But John Kennedy, just as Martin says, is a top level coach. I'm not too sure about being a Celtic manager, Martin, because Celtic, I keep saying it, Celtic have got this model, mate, and they keep going for there's a certain type of manager that they're going for. I do think if after Brendan moves on this time, Martin, I do think we'll lose John Kennedy. I'm being honest. I think the time will come where John Kennedy, by that point, will be ready to be his number one. But I don't think he'll be the Celtic manager. Again, that's just my thoughts. I could be wrong. John Kennedy could go on and do a Neil Lennon, Ryan. He could go on and do a fantastic job as a Celtic manager. I could be talking out my backside here. That's just my thoughts. I don't think John Kennedy will be the Celtic manager. I think John Kennedy's been at Celtic that long, mate. He'll want a new surrounding. He'll want a new challenge. He'll maybe want to go, maybe take Gavin Strachan with him and he'll go somewhere and do, and Celtic will move on to the next kind of like Ange type manager, Brendan type manager, Enzo Maresca, somebody within that sort of, that link that we've been linked to Eddie Howe, somebody in that sort of type bracket, a progressive type manager. Again, someone who would come in and work hand in hand with the football model, because we've got this wonderful player trading model. So that's why Celtic, like you keep mentioning it, and we keep having a laugh about it now, about the 10 season, blah, blah, blah. That's why Celtic were resilient enough to bounce back, Ryan, because of the infrastructure that they've got set up behind the... How you doing, Scott? Because of the infrastructure that we've got behind the scenes. That's why Celtic were able to attract Ange Postecoglou. It was going to be Eddie Howe before him, barring a last-minute hiccup. But for me, I think, John Kennedy, yeah, he's an exceptional coach. But again, I don't want to down guys either, because I know people are going, well, Steve McManus is an ex-player, Darren O'Day's an ex-player. Listen, these guys might be really, really good coaches and very hard workers. So if they've showed up well in coaching academies, getting their badges, the reality is, folks, see these guys like Andres Villas-Boas and Jose Mourinho and guys that go in and take like the A licenses and the B licenses and do the courses and do classes, and these guys talk to clubs, and Ryan, you know this yourself. The chat with clubs and they'll say like, I think you'd be a great manager for you. So I think you'd be a good coach for you. So good setup. Believe it or not, folks, maybe a lot of people don't know this. Alex Ferguson helped Celtic get managers. They helped Celtic get Martin O'Neill. They helped Celtic get Gordon Strachan. Guys that done very, very well at the club, regardless of what people's feelings and thoughts are about these individuals. But Alex Ferguson, because of his relationship with Dermot Desmond, the same with Dermot Desmond and Pep Guardiola. There's a friendship there, and I think it might have been Pep Guardiola that spoke highly of Ange Postecoglou. Right. So these things all happen, mate, when fans don't even pay attention that much to it and don't see these things. And the guys that run football courses, Ryan, when these coaches are in doing it, the way these coaches apply themselves in the courses, the way they are, the way they handle themselves, the way they speak, the way they, the communication levels of these people. Do you not think these guys pick up the phone and go, by the way, I think he'd be a great fit for you? Or by the way, I don't, maybe not suited for you, but maybe to come in as your backroom team, or...
I think
there's conversations happening all the time, man.
In terms of that, mate, see if John Kennedy wasn't a good coach, or he wasn't contributing to the team, or he wasn't... Listen, Celtic are a worldwide elite club. If Celtic didn't think, if the board or the manager didn't think he was up to it, he wouldn't beat Celtic. I know he had a horrendous injury, and he's obviously living a different life now, coaching, and he's still involved. Just because of that, Celtic aren't just going to go, do you know what? He had a bad injury a few years ago.
We're trying to get Big Alan to give him a couple of free jerseys and away in the door, mate.
Celtic are not just going to go, do you know what? He had a bad injury a few years ago. We'll just keep on our job. Clubs can't work like that. You can't work. Maybe for when somebody's retired, right? You know what? Put him in the youth scheme, for 6 months, a year, and then we'll see how he goes. Right? Fair enough, right? But no as an assistant manager. Probably agree with. I think Jim says I agree with Jim potentially. If again, it all depends on what ambition he's got. We don't know if John Kennedy wants to be a manager. He might just like being number 2. He might feel he's beneficial doing that. He might not want to be a manager. He might do. If he does, potentially he might want to go away for Celtic, maybe try his hand, because I know there was likes to Hibs. There was like to FC Midtjylland as well, I'm sure, abroad last year, 2 years ago. I might be wrong, but
yeah.
It was definitely
Ryan, hold on to answer Maestro there. Maestro, from what I am hearing, it's already been looked at. There's a Scandinavian fella being sort of spoken to or earmarked. I can't remember the guy's name, but I'm sure he's Danish. And it's what you're saying. It's obviously what you're saying. And they're looking, he's some sort of guru. This guy's got remarkable training methods and thoughts, and a bit like Ronnie Delia, Ryan. Ronnie Delia was probably the right man at the right time, in my opinion. You're only seeing that now. Probably didn't realise that at the time because results were poor and we weren't doing well in Europe and stuff. And
Roger says about the foundations for him to come in.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So, and then you look at Callum McGregor. He says he's got everything to thank the man for. Kieran Tierney done the exact same thing. Scott Brown does speak highly of him. I know Bruni had a laugh about him with Tim Sherwood and that on the William Hill podcast and that there, but all in all, Bruni did say that he enjoyed the training under Ronnie.
And let's be fair, he wasn't backed, was he? They were signing Kazim Richards and Tonev and Carlton Cole. And by the way, Carlton Cole was a fantastic guy, and he was.
By the way, the boy Tonev, I thought was a fantastic player. It was just a bit.
It just didn't work out, mate. But in terms of John Kennedy, mate, listen, it's up to the man himself. He might just leave at number 2. If he's got ambition to be a manager, he might go to Aberdeen, Hibs. He might want to try himself abroad. But I'd probably agree with you that For me, Celtic, listen, again, is it because you're used to winning trophies that you don't really want to give your manager a chance because you don't know if he's going to come in and fail or he's going to do well? But ideally, you want an elite manager, if you can, who's experienced, has got a way of playing, he's going to command respect right away. But you can
That's
go down
that's just not good enough, Francis.
Enjoy, mate.
Before the end, mate.
Cheers, Francis. In terms of you could do in the Hearts route, you bring in Ian Castle, a fantastic coach, and it just didn't work out at Hearts. Didn't work out. Maybe the players didn't respect him. I don't know. I wasn't in the dressing room, but by the onset, they were only playing for the manager because they were only winning games. I know me and you spoke about this. I didn't play for any of my managers. I played for myself, my teammates, and I didn't really play for a lot of fans or anything, but you play for your fans or your family. Aye, but your manager's there as well. You play for the club and your manager as well. But John Kennedy, listen, he's obviously a fantastic coach because you still want to beat Celtic. People say, oh, it's all doing it because of this and because of that. Listen, it's all about opinions. I'm not going to disagree with you. That's your opinion. And
the business model of the club, Peter.
I don't know if you're
the
just
business model of the club.
I don't know if you're just tuned in, Peter, but I think that's just the way football is now, mate. And I totally agree with you. Certain players shouldn't be getting 5-year deals because if they don't succeed, then they're sitting like maybe James McCarthy. Again, McCarthy was decent for a year or so, done okay. He came in and helped the team in the rebuild, but now he's sitting with another year and a bit left his contract, no playing. Can I get a wage? I'm not saying for nothing because he's still having to obviously train. He's probably still living his life at a footballer, but he's just not getting game time, so he can't just go slip us up. I'll just do what I want because
the other side of that, Ryan, is if it turns out well, then he's obviously going to make the club huge profit.
I think for me, Peter, it's just modern football now. Long contracts are just happening. Very rarely do you get 1 or 2 year deals anymore, unless it's a guy who's maybe older and experienced, maybe 32, 33. And I maybe want to see how he is. Similar to Scott Brown with Aberdeen, he got a year or 2 deal. Maybe that instance. They're maybe hoping that maybe right, okay, he looks good. If he comes in and he's a gem, boom, we'll get good money for him. Or they really rate the guy. There's loads of options. There's loads of things why. Obviously, the board, the recruitment team, whoever deals with the business model, they feel a 5-year deal is warranted. Ponji, well, you must have let my goals in, big man. Because I was a superstar. No, I'm only kidding. That's why I'm sitting here talking about it and I'm not playing anymore. But I'm the sort of guy, Ponji, will sit in the pubs, oh, my knee, talking to a bird after turned, oh, my knee, that's why I'm not playing, oh, my knee. But no, overall, JP, it's all rosy in the garden as it stands now. I know we're kind of coming to the end of the show, mate, so I know we want to talk about the ticket scenario, but we can deal with that in the next few days, mate. But I think overall, mate, good to get the signing in. Hopefully he's a success and just build towards the game on Sunday, which again, I know I'm not going to be here the next few days. I'm away in my holiday bag, so I'm not really get to talk about the Bucky game. But I think overall, the Bucky game, just go and be ruthless, mate. Just you guys, maybe the odd guy about a game time, but be ruthless, get the victory and get through to the next round.
Yeah, no, 100%. I would like to see us go strong in the game on Sunday. I think 1 or 2 comments before the the teams had a well-deserved break. The players should be recharged and ready to go. Even Callum McGregor's had a break as well. I've had it in good authority, mate. He's definitely not played any football since just the turn of the year. And the last game he played was a St Mirren game, so he's definitely not played football. He'll probably be turning hair out his head, no doubt, because he's usually playing 2 or 3 games a week, and he's went for playing that to not doing anything for a couple of weeks now. So, but all in all, mate, he's had a well-deserved break. Big Barry McCarthy's put a comment on there about the new signing and how he brings great, hopefully he's going to bring great quality, and he also then brings great in terms of the bench as well, Ryan, because for quite a while this season, mate, we've spoke about the lack of quality that we've got available to us on the bench. That was due to obviously my injuries with Maeda and Abada, but now the boys are fit and you're adding Khun to that now. You reckon that obviously this boy he's going to be the real deal. We need to take it on that he is, because we've we've kind of heard the manager, and we know that he's not going to sign players now just to come in and stockpile the squad, because he feels we've already got enough players like that in the team. So this guy's obviously coming in with a view to making a difference to the first team and adding the quality and the bit of help that we need. And he could be the missing piece of the jigsaw, mate. Who knows? A left-sided player to play on the right side to give us an incredible balance. Cameron Carter-Vickers is going to be fit and available to play as of Sunday, which is a massive bonus for us. Again, I don't know if he'll play, but again, I would like us to put out a strong team. We saw how easy it is to drop out the any cup competition when we lost to Kilmarnock. I know Bucky Thistle are no Kilmarnock. I'm not expecting any major upsets there. If there is, then I think me and you will be getting bleach on tap.
Listen, people generally might think I've lost a plot and it's an overreaction. See if Celtic do not win on Sunday, the manager's getting sacked, mate. Honestly, people laugh at me. It's not going to happen, right? It's not going to happen, right? It's not. Listen, it's categorically they're not going to get a corner, right? But see if Celtic did lose the game, mate. The manager's he's off. That'd be the worst result in history, mate. No matter how good he is, and I love the guy, mate. That's unthinkable, man. Mate, that's the way screenshotted and we'll get beat. Get sacked!
We'll be on a Bucky Thistle podcast Monday morning.
No, but JP, listen, in a serious matter, right? It's not going to happen. But see any Celtic manager that gets beat off a Highland League team, he's going to go. It's just not going to happen. But I just thought I'd put it out there because people might think, oh, Ryan, are you on the beer the new and all that? But it's just, John, it's not going to happen, mate. It's just, listen,
it's not happening. I'm telling everybody right now, it's not happening.
I will generally go live on this podcast and drink bleach. I'll drink bleach if Bucky Thistle beats Celtic. I'll generally drink it because it's not going to happen.
I would advise you not to comment because you just encourage his behaviour.
I'm making the double denim and bleach. Right, guys, get it.
It's all right. It's all right for you. I know him, so I know he'll do it. Yous are all thinking he's talking out his backside.
But listen, it's not going to happen, JP. But see if Celtic,
we've got enough to cover. If he does that, though, folks, we've got enough to cover him because Big Alan's just bought another 4 Celtic.
JP, as I said, they'll be lucky to get a shy JP, right? But see if any Celtic manager can beat a Highland League team. I think he would walk himself, mate.
I'll tell you right now, if Burnaby plays, they're definitely getting a shy, mate, because the guy can't kick the ball down the line.
Alexandro, if you're listening, we love you, mate. Just make sure you play well, please.
I just get a ball to somebody that can play with the ball.
Saying that, it could be Scott being in goals, and the guys, it isn't it so?
I'm telling you now, you'll be shouting for Greg Taylor to come on as a sub man if he plays.
I've got another 6 months of shouting Taylor.
I know.
Pass the ball forward.
He does. That's one thing Greg can do, and he can do it very well. He's pass the ball forward. His delivery's superb, by the way. His passing range is unbelievable, especially when he steps in the pitch. Hey, you've got me started. Don't get me started on me Oxo. Come on, I'm not going down that one.
Different gravy.
But I know obviously the way the chats went, a couple of questions we've had for the comments.
You want to talk about the tickets briefly? Or you want to leave it to another day?
We'll leave it to the next one, and we can go on a rant because
well, I'm not here, so you can manage.
There is some good news. The fact that Celtic, as far as what I'm reading now, Celtic are ready to walk away anyway. So there is sort of good news there.
750
because
shove it up. You know what I mean?
It's not just about that. It's not just that the offer of that. It's the safety element as well, Ryan. So apparently they can't guarantee the safety of the fans.
Aye, well you're getting hit with pies and bottles and all that, mate. No, I mean, it's ridiculous.
That's not bad. I wouldn't eat before I went to the game. I wouldn't have any breakfast or anything like that.
Like I says, mate, you're being yourself, and mate, the stewards don't care, mate. They don't care. People can say that I've been myself. They just I on you go. Do what you want. Because they know if they do anything, they're going to get hit.
No, of course. No,
listen, it's got to be a crowd where one, it's manageable, and two, and listen, it's not just about our safety, it's about them and all. Because listen, there's a minority of idiots in every support, right? There's going to be some Celtic fans that will think stuff at them. That's just what. Listen, I've seen it in my own eyes. Not every fan base is Jesus Christ. Do you know what I mean? We're not all angels. It happens on both sides, but. Celtic, we need to look after us, and we need to make sure that the fans there are going to be safe and they're going to get looked after properly. And we all know they're no, because it's not just, by the way, it's not just Ibrox. It happened at Tynecastle recently. It's happened at St Mirren, where we're getting squashed and the posts are trying to hit you and all that. It's on video, but yeah, if it's no video, mate, it's not going to get out there. So they need to get it sorted, mate. They need. I'm not saying go and get 10,000 back or 7,000, but they need to get at least a European allocation, because it's. Listen, we all know why they stopped it, because they couldn't handle getting a wee bum scalped, and they couldn't handle getting scarves getting.
They couldn't handle scarves getting tied to their post, and they couldn't handle the staunch shirt having to.
I'll let you and McCourt talk about it more on a pod, but we all know why, mate. It's as simple as that. I don't want to talk about it more, because I'm just going to imagine.
Well, the fact that you're disappearing tomorrow, mate, is a fact I'm going to need to deal with Big McCourt now, especially if he watches this back and he finds out what we've said about me there. He's, I think Big McCourt will be handing in his notice. Saying that, but anyway, he's poor partner, I think he'll be getting his notice. I don't know about anything else. But no, listen. That is something I think, mate, we could sit and probably just do a podcast on itself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the fact that the derby and the tickets and the allocation and everything, it's an absolute embarrassment. But then, as I said, mate, there's certain people in this world, mate, that I blow torch when I get on my brass neck. Do you know what I mean? So, and I'm afraid there's a big category of them in that sort of mould. So, on that note, my man, I will let everybody depart on a high in the thought of Nicolas Khun scoring against the mighty Bucky Thistle on Sunday. And then everybody takes to social media and tells us how he's going to be the next Pelé.
He'll score a tap in and that's it. He's a
that's what I'm saying, aye. And you'll get people coming on and saying, oh, he's brilliant, he's been the best player we've signed since Morten Rasmussen.
Cheers, Ange.
Thanks, Ange.
I need to find the back for you. No, actually, I need a shave before I go anywhere, man.
Ange, to be fair with you, this week in a half a carpet I've got sitting on my face just now, I've had one of the weeks where I just can't be bothered.
Cheers, Martin.
I've not been very well. Martin, thank you very much.
Cheers, John.
Cheers, John. Thank you. That's nice to see and hear comments like that. But,
cheers, John. Enjoy.
Cheers, John. Take care of yourself. Aye, so just saying to Angela, I'm obviously not feeling too well this week. I've been diagnosed with mild pneumonia from my doctor, and I'm on antibiotics. Again, I've not got one of the buttons that goes, Usually somebody would press that for me. Yeah, Plunge, thanks, mate. I'm doing my best, mate. I'm actually trying to stay away from you.
He's got to lie on the couch for me, hot water bottle.
No, I'm not well. I'm going to lie on the couch with a hot water bottle. Aye.
Oh, brilliant.
Aye.
You don't laugh, you're great, man.
Oh, by the way, I've been in that situation many a times, mate. You don't laugh, you're great.
I'll be great this afternoon when you beat a Bucky Thistle.
I was laughing for years when I saw Rob Douglas running out that tunnel to go and goal for Celtic, man.
I don't think Big Gab's going to appear on the podcast, is he?
No, I'm telling you, man. It's one of the best window cleaners I've ever seen in the East End of Glasgow.
Brilliant,
used to call him Dracula. So they did. The boys used to call him Dracula. Neil Lennon and that used to say it.
Cheers, Nick. Thanks, mate.
And the reason they called him Dracula is because he never ever came for crosses.
And that's all we have time for this morning.
Telling you, Big Rab's one of the goalkeepers, mate. I don't even think he'd catch COVID.
No, he's a cracking big guy, Dab. Cracking big guy.
Him and Big Magnus Edmund were good at letting a ball bounce by you and no thinking to die for it.
Oh, I'll still not forgive Hedman for that Bayern Munich game. Telling you, man, he sold it. Absolutely.
It was one of them, man. Just you stand there, big man, and somebody else will get it, eh?
Just a mannequin with goalie gloves in it. That's a mannequin with goalie gloves.
You thought the gloves were for cleaning the bus table? Seeing they get back in the bus. You thought it, honestly.
Brilliant.
They're two of the only goalkeepers I've ever known that thought the net was for stopping the ball.
Oh, you get big Dimitri Karina. No, man, he wasn't up too much either.
He was a Russian standard, wasn't he? He was on the old body all the time, man.
Aye.
He's the only goalkeeper I know to wear trousers up to there. What a pair of waders, man.
Bambi on ice, man, and goals.
I'm just waiting on him and Gaza coming in with two big fish.
Oh, man.
Where you been? Loch Lomond? Aye. That lassie's that fish cooked in. Aye, how? She's just ate all my chips.
Right, that's it. I'm off. Get this show done, man. I'm out of here. Take a flying focus to yourself.
No, see, that's garbage patter, right? You can't just block something out, mate, and use it off as patter. That is garbage. I mean, take a flying focus. You need to try something like, I'll focus his boot on your bum.
Aye. No, brilliant.
Yeah, that's Judy Finnegan stuff, that, man. That's just nonsense.
Last time I had a boner, Judy Finnegan.
Aye.
Oh, brilliant.
Aye. Aye, John, that's not a bad joke, mate. Sanchez Brotto was a keeper. Aye, he was, mate.
No, he was actually.
That's what his mammy said as well. His mammy used to say that about him as well.
No, that's a good point, John. He was actually decent. I thought Celtic had kept him, but no, it didn't happen.
But she slabbered Paella on her that day when she said that about him. Right, folks, before we finish up, as we always do, just to let you all know that this podcast is sponsored by AB Entertainment, and the AB stands for a Mr. Alec Beveridge. It's a DJ and entertainment business, folks. Anyone that's looking for any sort of function, entertainment, DJ hire, that's your man to call. That's the number that's on the screen, folks, and you can get in contact with Alec himself. You can hit him up on the WhatsApp with the number as well. If anyone can't see the number is 07845 746 092. That's 07845 746 092. Alec is on Facebook and he's on Instagram as well. And all you need to do, folks, is look for that logo, AB Entertainment. And you never know, folks, if you quote the podcast and that's where you've seen the advertisement, you might get yourself a wee discount. Alec is a good guy. He probably would negotiate something with his diary is fully open now, folks. The festive period is over for him. So his diary is fully open and he is taking bookings. So if anybody wants some DJ hire for a party or a relatives party, a works party, a double denim party, title parties, liquidation parties, treble winning parties, Mickey Mouse sausage roll parties, big salad dressers and gammon lammers parties.
Honestly, the best ones.
Any buffet ideas, you know, Michael Beale's wheels.
Oh,
meal deals, £3 meal deals.
The £3 bill deal.
Chicken tikka cicalas.
Oh, the £3 bill deal's the best one yet, man, honestly. Oh, aye. Brilliant. But aye, honestly, no, like you say, JP's...
TikTok can't cook.
Aye. No, like you say, his diary's fully open. I've seen a lot of people, especially on Facebook, kind of wanting DJs or entertainment companies. So Alex is definitely one of the best. We've done our night as well, so we can just say that through word of mouth as well that
Yes.
he's a cracking guy. His business is fantastic. So yeah, get in touch. And if you don't want to get in touch with Alex personally, you can contact myself, JP Nallen, on our Twitters or
Yep.
the Facebook, the podcast, TikTok, Instagram, even our Twitter as well. Or if you want to comment in the community, we'll put you towards Alex as well.
Yes, and all you need to do is tell us what you're looking for, and we can pass on your message with your regards to Alec. But folks, it's been a pleasure. Been back on a Wednesday morning into the afternoon now, having a chat with you. From myself and Ryan,
Take
Celtic
care.
Unrestricted View. Take care. We'll be back tomorrow evening at the later time of 8:30, where I will have the luxury of sitting with Paddy the Baddy, my court. And I can't wait. I'll need to take some
bleach.
I'll need to get it with a straw, I think. I need to listen to Vata. But listen, folk might not want to listen to my part, but that's okay. But
I've had another 20 minutes, mate, so we're doing all right here.
All in all, folks, listen, I've got to listen to you 24/7, man. Voice notes and everything. You're all lucky. You're all lucky. You only get to see him for an hour and a half. I've got to listen to him for 24 hours and a half. All in all, folks, lovies and leavies.
Take care.
Well, take care.